It started with a phone call after a third date where she followed him home and they had sex. Nothing memorable, but overall adequate. They had breakfast at the diner next door. He ate eggs scrambled soft. She had pancakes doused in syrup and butter. "I can't believe you're a woman who eats," he said. "You're a goddamn dream." She smiled at him, the scent of maple heavy in her nose. When they said goodbye, they kissed long and hard, bruising their lips together. It was hours later, in her own apartment, when she remembered she left her briefcase on his couch. She called, and he didn't answer, and there were important papers, an iPad. She couldn't just let it go. She kept calling, and he kept not answering. He called his best friend and said, "This crazy bitch is blowing up my phone." She went to his apartment, and when he answered the door, he said, "I've got mad skills." She rolled her eyes and said it wasn't that good and pointed to her briefcase, exactly where she left it. His face reddened as she swept past him, grabbed her briefcase, and walked out, head held high. She tries to walk not too fast and not too slow. She doesn't want to attract any attention. She pretends she doesn't hear the whistles and the catcalls and the lewd comments. Sometimes she forgets and leaves her house in a skirt or a tank top because it's a warm day and she wants to feel warm air on her bare skin. Before long, she remembers. She keeps her keys in her hand, 3 of them held between her fingers like a dull claw. She makes eye contact only when necessary, and if a man should catch her eye, she juts her chin forward, makes sure the line of her jaw is strong. When she leaves work or the bar late, she calls a car service, and when the car pulls up to her building, she quickly scans the street to make sure it's safe to walk the short distance from the curb to the door. She once told a boyfriend about these considerations, and he said, "You are completely out of your mind." She told a new friend at work, and she said, "Honey, you're not crazy. You're a woman." It is hard to remember the taste of cream, of butter, of salt. In her kitchen, she has a shelf of cookbooks. Light Eating Right, Getting Creative with Kale, Thin Eats, and one very worn copy of The Art of French Cooking she only opens when her hunger is so gnawing the only thing that will sate her is to read of volatilles and bouillabaisse. On Sundays, she plans her meals for the week using her cookbooks. It is a dreary process that leaves her tongue dry. Next to the stove, there is a small scale she uses to weigh everything. She understands the importance of precise measurements. She is sitting at her desk, working late, when her boss hulks his way into her office, sitting too close on the edge of her desk, taking up space in the way that men do. He stares down her blouse, and it's the presumption in the way he doesn't hide his interest that makes her hold the sharp letter opener in the cool palm of her hand.